This is Anthony, lead carpenter with Degnan Design Builders. I'd like to show you a problem that most homeowners currently have, yet are completely unaware of it. It's the connection between a first-story roof and a taller or a second-story wall. These connections are historically very leaky. We've repaired several of them. The measures that we take are quite simple and can usually be completed with materials left over on the site. As you can see here, we have a connection between a first-story roof and a second-story wall. A piece of aluminum, it has been bent up in the break, 12 inches long, 6 inches wide, 3 inches on each side of the bend. This piece is notched to fit up underneath the ODE and underneath the shingle flashing, so water cannot get into that joint and leak down the wall. As the vinyl siding is reinstalled, you're eventually going to reach a point where your next piece of siding must be cut. At this point, we add a piece of aluminum, the entire width of the opening, below the bent-up aluminum inside corner we made earlier. The piece of aluminum I installed was not quite tall enough to get the job done, so another piece of aluminum was slid up under the 12-inch long aluminum inside corner. All the exposed edges were taped down with insul tape. This is where most people install a heavy dollop of silicone to try to keep the water out, which fails quite quickly. We take our J-channels and bend them up so that a leg of the J-channel actually tucks up underneath the shingles. The top J-channel is then notched underneath the nailing fin to allow the vinyl siding that meets with this joint to run behind it. This allows any water coming from the J-channel or the roof above to drain completely to daylight on the outside of the vinyl siding. This is kind of a two-step approach where whatever water runs down the J-channel will drain to daylight. Whatever water happens to find its way in is forced to find its way out. This two-step approach costs next to nothing in terms of time and materials, yet will save the clients untold thousands of dollars in unwanted repairs down the road. We at Degnan Design Builders are huge believers in cheap insurance.